Hey there, yogis, and welcome to your Power Flow with Ben. We're going to get started in Child's Pose. Go ahead and take your knees out to the edges of your mat, or draw your inner thighs together. Just kind of tune in, see how your body is feeling. And take a deep breath in, and then a long sigh out. Notice if moving your head a little side to side releases the neck or the upper shoulders. Allow yourself to soften down. See if you can simply bring attention to where you are holding stress. See if you can just let that go. Be in your body, find your breath. One more deep breath in, and then we'll come up through self-notice. Make sure the hands are underneath the shoulders. And then let's thread the needle. Take the right arm up and go ahead and just slide the arm underneath you. Making sure the palm of the hand is facing up. Grab a hold of your right hand with your left. Just gently draw the shoulder in a little more. Your left hand might journey up towards the far corner of your mat. Might spider fingers, might be a bind. Again, just allowing yourself to notice any place in your body that feels a little tight. See if you can just breathe into it. And then go ahead and place your left hand down. Right arm might go up to the sky. And then let the right arm go down. Take your left arm up and just thread under. Grab a hold of your left hand with your right. Once again, just gently draw the shoulder in a little more. Tune in to what this side is asking here. Can you just allow yourself to be present in this pose? Noticing any areas that feel a little sticky or tight. Use your breath to see if you can let that go. Take one more deep breath in. And then as you exhale, plant. Left arm might go up to the sky. And then we'll all come back into our tabletop. Plant down in, shoulders onto your back. And then dramatically pull your ribs into your body. Pull your belly in a little tighter. And then from here, let's turn the toes over. You can press into them. Just let them hover off your mat. Knees are just 2 inches up off your mat. Just refusing to allow any fear to come into this pose. Noticing the strength that's in your core. Find your breath. Take one more deep breath, and then as you exhale, straighten your legs. Take your hips up. And then maybe bend one knee, bend the other. Shake your head yes, shake your head no. Again, just tuning in, seeing where you're tight and how your breath can take that away. Now, looking forward to your hands, go ahead and walk up. When you get up there, split your feet so they're as wide as your hips. Soften your knees a lot. Just let yourself hang down into your legs. You might shake your head yes, you might shake your head no. You might grab opposite elbows. Just simply breathe here. And let's press into our left foot. Walk our hands over to the right side. Pull your left hip back. Draw your rib cage tight. And then through center and over to the other side. Do the same thing. Right hip pulls back. Rib cage pulls forward. And then walk your hands back into center. As you inhale, look forward. Lengthen your spine, halfway lift. Fingers can stay on the mat or they can come up onto your shins. Pull your belly in a little bit. Just making sure you have a nice flat back. Press the head away from your sit bones. Just notice if you need to soften your knees here. One more deep breath. And then as you exhale, just fold. Take it all the way down. Let's do that again. Inhale, look forward, lengthen your spine. And on your exhale, fold. And now root and rise. Press into the earth and slowly lift your upper body all the way up. Arms reach to the sky. Full body stretch. Grab your left wrist. Reach tall. And as you exhale, slide it over to the right. Side bend stretch here. See if you can press down deeper into your left foot. Close your ribs, come back through center, switch your grip, and take yourself over to the other side. Back through center. Take the hands behind your tailbone, interlace them. Press the knuckles down, lift the chest up, open. And then as you exhale, soften your knees and fold over your legs. Let everything hang. And take your right shoulder over to your right knee. Press the knuckles back. And then bring it back into center. Go over to the other side. Left shoulder to your left knee. Back into center. And then just let everything hang. You're gonna release the bind if that feels good. Take one more deep breath in. And then hands come all the way down to the floor. Toe heel your feet together. Balls of your heels touch. Bend your knees and sit into your chair pose. Bring the weight into your heels. Lift your toes off the mat. Spread them. And then just gently bring the toes back down to the ground. Squeeze your knees. Find your inner thighs. Let's bring the hands right under the hips. Then I want you to just lift the front of the hips into your hands. See if you can tuck your tailbone down a little deeper. Just tune in, see if it's there. Draw the very base of your rib cage into your body. And just be here for a moment and breathe. Soften your jaw. One more deep breath in. And then hands come together at the heart. Press the shoulders onto your back. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, take your left elbow over your right knee, twist. Press the elbow into the knee. And kind of really work this pose. See if you can stack your shoulders. Pull the crown of your head away from your sit bones. Draw in. Bring your hips down just a little bit more, making sure that left knee isn't surfing forward. One more deep breath in. And then bring it back into your chair pose. Hands can extend over your head or stay at heart center. Come back through center, deep breath in. And then you exhale, twist to the other side, right elbow on the outside of your left knee. Stack the shoulders, bring the belly in. One more deep breath in. And as you exhale, fold. Take it all the way down. Let's look forward, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, fold down. Root and rise, go all the way up. Full body stretch. And then bring the hands to the heart. Fold, take it all the way down. Inhale, halfway lift. And then plant your hands, lunge your right leg behind you. Come to lunge on tented fingers. Pull your shoulder heads onto your back, find your core here. Let yourself sink down in. And then maybe grabbing a block, bring the right hand underneath your shoulder. Bring your left hand under your hip. And just stack your shoulders. You can pull your left hip back a little more. Draw your ribs tight. Breathe into the stretch. One more deep breath in, and then both hands down to the mat, gaze forward, draw your ins rib tight. And then without lifting your hips, step back to your plank, using your core. Set your gaze forward. We're in a high plank here. Shift forward an inch. And then let's lower down, low push up. Keep the ribs tight. Press back up to your high. Low push-up. Press back up to your high. One more here. Come down to your low. This time, thighs and legs drop down. We're going to take a supported upward dog. So you can leave your legs on the mat here. Just feel the stretch in your shoulders and your lower back. And then tuck your toes. Take the hips up, down dog. And you might pedal, coming in and just noticing. And then walk your left foot into the center of your mat. Take your right leg up. Press your heel away from your shoulders. Relax your jaw. Keep everything as square as you can. And then bend your right knee. See if you can just stack your hips. Try to keep your shoulders square. Take one more deep breath. Lengthen the leg back out. Square your hips. Flex out of the heel. And then shift forward, knee to nose. Take it back up. Right knee comes to the outside of your right elbow. Back up. And then bring it across, right knee, left elbow. Touch it and take it away. Bring that right leg forward into our lunge on tented fingers. Take a moment. Let your hips settle. Gaze forward. And then bring that back foot to meet the right. Top of your mat. Look forward, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, fold. Inhale, reach and rise. All the way up. And fold forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Fold. Plant your hands. Lunge your left leg behind you. Stack. Make sure the knee is over the ankle. Get a nice stretch into the left hip flexor. And then twist. Left hand underneath your left shoulder. Right hand up onto the hip. Use your arms to rotate the ribs. See if you can pull your right hip back. Right arm up to the sky if it's there. Lift your hips up a little higher. One more deep breath here. Both hands down to the mat. Again, shoulders onto the back, gaze forward. Without lifting your hips, step that right leg back to your high plank. Settle in. Shift forward an inch, bend your elbows, come down to your low push-up, and then go back up to your high. Let's do that twice more. Low push-up, back to your high. Come down low, pause, and then open up to your upward facing dog. Thighs up off the mat, and then toes over. Take the hips up. Find your downward facing dog. And you pedal. Just stay still. Tune into what feels right. And then stepping your right foot to the center of the mat, take your left leg high. Bend, stack, and open. Stretch into it. Trying to keep the shoulders square. You might make circles. Then lengthen the leg out. Shift forward, knee to nose. Lengthen out. Left knee, left upper elbow. Extend the leg back out. Bring it across, left knee, right upper elbow. Touch it and lengthen back out. Bring your foot in between your hands into your lunge on tented. Let your hips sink low. And then back foot comes forward, forward fold. Look forward, lengthen. And then fold down into your legs. Root and rise. Go all the way up, full body stretch. And then bring the hands to the heart. Fold, take it all the way down. Look forward, find length. And we'll flow. High to low push-up. Inhale, upward facing dog. And then turn the toes over, downward facing dog. You might find stillness here, you might pedal. Just notice, let the body open. Take a deep breath in. Take a long sigh out. Look forward, and then step or jump to the top of your mat. We'll find length, and then we fold. Now root and rise, all the way up, open stretch. And then bring the hands to the heart, fold, take it all the way down. Halfway lift, and then plant the hands and you flow, high to low. Upward facing, and downward facing. Deep breath in, long sigh. Inhale, exhale. Look forward, step or jump. You lift, we fold. Root and rise, go all the way up. And then melt, take it all the way down. Look forward, and we flow high to low. Maybe you add a push-up, upward facing, and downward facing. Deep breath in, long sigh out. Look forward, step or jump. Lengthen and fold. Now root and rise, go up, hands through the heart, and you melt back down. Halfway. Maybe you want to jump back this time. High to low push-up. Upward facing. Downward facing. Deep breath in. Long sigh out. Let's jump. Halfway. And you fold. Root and rise, go up. And melt. Halfway. Plant your hands. And we flow, high to low. Come into your back bend. And we'll meet in down dog. Look forward. Step or jump, last one. Halfway lift with your breath. And exhale. Inhale, rise. And exhale, melt. Inhale, lengthen. And we'll flow, high to low. Upward facing. And downward facing. Take a deep breath in. And take a long sigh out. Look forward. And then step or jump up. Inhale for length. And then exhale and fold. Make sure your toes touch, heels separate. Bend your knees. Come into your chair pose. Again, just like in the beginning of the class, tune into your chair. See where you can build more strength into this. Relax your jaw. And let's simply bring the hands together at the heart. Pull your shoulders onto your back. Set a gaze. Press into your toes. Lift your heels up off the mat. Toe stand. You're gonna shake. That's normal. See if you can focus on building your foundation. Being where you are. Feel the body. Notice where you bring stress that isn't serving you. Squeeze your inner thighs a little deeper. Pull your shoulders onto your back. One more breath. Lower the heels down and fold over your legs. Just release it. Inhale, look forward, lengthen. Plant your hands and you flow. Upward facing. And down dog. Now, take your right leg up and step forward into your warrior one. Place your foot in between your hands. Lift the upper body up. So, Bring your hands onto your hips. Let's pull your right hip back, left hip forward. Just drop your tailbone down. Draw in. Pull your shoulders onto your back. Taking the arms up. Pull your shoulders away from your ears. Really tune in. Allow yourself to square your pelvis as much as you can. Press into your left heel. Lift the kneecap up. And then sink a little deeper down into your front knee. Notice and breathe. See if you can sink down a little deeper. Lift the heart up a little higher. Focus on the stretch. And then sink down a little deeper. This is working up into your rib cage. Trying to stay out of your low back here. Start to look up. Open up. Take a back bend. And then hands through the heart. Down to the earth and flow. High to low push up. Upward facing. And go back to your downward facing. And then take your left leg up. Press the heel away from your shoulders. And then step forward into your warrior one here. Again, lift the upper body up. Bring your hands onto your hips. Try to bring that right hip as far forward as you can, in line with your left. Might have to move your right foot. Maybe you angle it differently. Maybe give yourself more space. And then sink a little lower into the front knee. Take the arms up. Relax the shoulders away from your ears. Notice where you bring tension into this pose. Sink down a little deeper. Lift the heart a little higher. Do that 2 more times. Go down a little lower. Lift the heart up higher. And then go as low as you can go into that left knee. Lift up, open stretch, and take it down. Frame your foot. Step back and flow. High to low. Upward facing. And downward facing. Take a deep breath in. Take a long sigh out. Look forward. And then step or jump up. Inhale, lift. Exhale, fold. Bend your knees. Come into your chair pose. And again, bring the hands to the heart. Squeeze everything together. Press into your toes. Lift your heels up away from the mat. And then slowly slide down. We're going to take a seat down towards the heels. Try not to lean forward. Still up on the toes. When you get down there, and then slowly go back up. You might get kicked out. Just come back in. Back to your toe stand. Lift the heels a little higher. And then lower the heels down. Forward fold. Look forward and lengthen. And flow. High to low push up. Upward facing. And downward facing. Take your right leg up and step forward, warrior one. Again, just tune into the pose. Let's bring the hands to the heart. Open up to your warrior two. Heel to arch alignment. Look down at your feet. Try to get your front heel dissecting the back arch. And then slide your front knee. Try to get it stacked over your ankle. One day the right thigh is going to be parallel. Maybe not today. Just see what you can make out of that. Bring your hands to your hips. Stack your pelvis. And then when you're ready, bring your arms out to a T. Focus into your warrior two here. Soften your gaze. And then flip the top hand, reverse your warrior. Bring it up, bring it over, stretch it out. You might bind, you might bring the top hand behind your head. Rotate the heart open, sinking into that front knee. One more deep breath in, and then front elbow down to the front knee. Press the elbow into the knee. Roll the right side of the rib cage up, extended side angle. Left arm can extend above you. You can bind here. One more deep breath in. Let's cartwheel the hand down. Come to a lunge on tinted fingers. Find it. Open it up. Twist. Right arm to the sky. Lift the hips up a little higher. Plant your left hand. Let's go to side plank. Take your right foot. Stack your hips. Bring your right hand to your right hip. Make sure that it's stacking over the left. Lift up through your oblique. Bring the ball of the toe behind you. Open up into your wild child. Staying up on the toes of that right foot. One more deep breath. And then both hands down to the mat. We'll flow. High to low push up. Upward facing. And bring it back. Find your downward facing. Take a deep breath in. Long sigh out. Left leg, lift it. Step forward, warrior one. Come up, claim the pose, notice, be present in this moment. And then open up to your warrior two. Expand here. Tune in. Line your heel up with your back arch. Take your left knee over top of your left ankle. Lift the pelvis away from the mat. Once you're ready, extend the arms out, pull the shoulders onto your back. Set a gaze, maybe even close your eyes here. Flip and reverse. Bring it up, bring it over. Just stretch. See if you want a full bind here or a half bind. Take one more breath and then come down into your extended side angle. Elbow touches the knee. See where you can go with this. Maybe flip the palm up, stretch away from the hip, maybe bind. Take one more deep breath in. Both hands down to the mat. Settle into your lunge and then twist it. Left arm this time to the sky. See if you can lift your hips up a little higher. One more deep breath in and then step back to side plank. Breathe here. Top leg comes behind you. Open up. Find your wild child. Expand it. And then both hands down to the mat, and we flow high to low. Upward facing, and take it back, downward facing. Deep breath in, long sigh out. Now look forward, and then step or jump up to your hands. First we lift, and then you fold. Bend the knees. Come into your chair pose. Bringing the hands together at the heart. Press into your toes, lift your heels. Get them up as high as you can. And then slowly slide down. Take your time. See where you can create. Ask for a little more. When you get all the way down there, let's send the knees forward. Pull your hips back. Try to stack your shoulders right on top of your ankles. Just breathe. And then let your knees go out east to west. Hold here for a moment. See if you can draw your ribs in a little tighter. Find your core. And then take your elbows down to your inner thighs. We'll press the elbows into the legs, legs into the elbows. See if you can find your back. Soften your jaw. One more deep breath in, and then crow pose, hands down. Slice the knees up, gaze forward, and then bring your weight into your hands. Lift up your feet if you're ready. Gotta trust here. Be here for 4. And when you're ready, jump back and go through a flow. High to low push-up. Upward facing. Downward facing. Relax your face. Take your right leg up. Bend your knee. Open your hip up. And this time, let's flip the dog. Take it over and expand. Let the heart lift. If you have wheel here, you can go into it. Let your head be heavy. One more deep breath in and then come back. Three-legged dog. Lengthen out. Breathe into it. Good. From here, let's step forward into Warrior One. Come up. Touch the pose. And then open up to your Warrior Two. Expand it. Sink a little deeper into the front leg. And then flip in reverse. Bring it up and over. And then bring it down into your extended side ankle. This time go down a little deeper. Maybe you want to bind here. You can take your hand down to your ankle. Breathe into your hip. One more deep breath in, and then cartwheel the hands down. Come to your lunge untented and twist. Left hand down, right arm to the sky. Hands down onto your mat. Come down onto your back knee. And just extend your front leg. Come into your half splits. Press into your heel. Pull your shoulders onto your back. Press your chest wall forward. Soften your jaw. See where you can surrender in here. Take one more deep breath in. And as you exhale, go ahead and bend into your front knee. Let your hips settle. Really feel this on your left hip flexor. And then walk your hands up to your front knee on top of your thigh. Pull your right hip back, bring your left hip forward. And let's take the right arm down to the inside of your right foot and reach up through the left side. Keep drawing the left hip forward. And then taking both hands down to the mat. Come off of your back knee. Set your gaze forward. And let's come into supported Warrior Three. So walk the fingers forward. Lift the hips up. Flex your back foot. And then pressing into your right toe, walk one hand to your hip and the other hand to your hip. Pull your hip back, send your chest wall forward, hands come to heart center. Try to get your heart higher than your hips. Let's keep the hands where they are, slowly rise up. Bring your left knee into your chest, flex your foot. Drop your tailbone down. And then take your foot over top of your right knee, come into figure four. Wherever you want to take this. Breathe into it. Really feel this in your left hip. Soften in. Notice any place you're bringing tension that doesn't serve you. And then slowly start to draw your left knee up into your chest. You might get thrown out of the pose here. Just come right back in. Then from here, we're going to take the left heel back again. Relax your jaw. Come back into your bound airplane here. And then come down into standing splits. Believe that it's there. Let the head be heavy. You can grab onto your right ankle. One more deep breath in and then a big step back into your lunge untented. Pull your right hip back. Bring the arms up alongside your hips. Find a power lunge. Just breathe into it. Trust that it's there. Lift up, crescent lunge. Bring your hands to your hips. Soften the left knee, drop the tailbone down. Pull your core tight. And then straighten the back leg. Bring the hands to the heart. Inhale, lift. As you exhale, we twist. Take the left elbow to the outside of your right knee. Take one more deep breath in. Come up through your crescent lunge. And then yogi ears on, open up to warrior two to the back of your mat. Switch into your left knee. Settle down into your pose. Flip and reverse. Take it up, take it over, stretch it up. And then down into your half moon. You can grab your block, left hand to the mat or your block. Bring your right hand onto your hips, stack your hips, roll the shoulders in. Maybe even flex the back foot. Breathe here. You might bend your back leg, see if you can grab a hold of it. Stay here, one more breath. And then go ahead, bend in. Slowly land back into your warrior two. Flip and reverse. Straighten that left leg and then come down into your triangle pose. Hand can come to your shin or the mat. Think about lifting the left side of your ribcage up, spiraling through the right. Take one more deep breath in. Bend into your front knee. Straighten both legs. Touch your palms. Bring your hands onto your hips. Press down, lift up. And then fold down into your legs, 5-pointed star. Make sure your toes are pointed in here. You might bind, maybe invert here. If you want to take a headstand, this is a great place to do it. If you're going for it, making sure your hands are right up by the top of your head. Legs go up. Just breathe here. One more deep breath in. Come down if you were inverted. And then bend into your right knee to the top of your mat. Come into Skandasana. Heel comes down to the mat. Left toes are pointed to the sky. Hands can be at heart center. One more breath here. Then walk your hands to the front of your mat. Come down onto your back knee. We'll find a lizard lunge here. Both hands on the inside of that right ankle. Left leg can be lifted, or you can keep that knee on the mat. And just notice here, if you might want to come up, bend your back leg. Really just want to feel this on the right hip and on your left hip flexor. Especially if you're up off the back knee. One more deep breath in, and then we'll unwind that. And as gracefully as you can, come off of your back knee, and then come onto your left elbow. Step back into forearm plank. Let your right leg go behind you. Come down into your forearms. Press into the elbows. Lift up through the ribs. Lengthen your tailbone down. Just try to relax your jaw. Hold here. Feeling the strength in your core. And then let's walk our feet up towards our elbows and come into a dolphin pose. Soften the knees as much as you can. Try to stack your shoulders right over top of your elbows. Draw in. Walk your hips up a little higher. Maybe lift one leg and then the other leg to the sky. One more deep breath in. And then walk your feet back. Come into your forearm plank. Bring your hips down to the mat. Pull your upper body forward. Come into Sphinx pose. Press into your left elbow. Look over to your right side. Open up the neck. And then come back into center, press into the right elbow, go over to the left side. Come back into center, let the heart up a little higher. And then bring your chin down to your chest. Just stretch the back of your neck. Take one more deep breath in. And then lie right down on your mat. Bring your hands back to your hips. Just kind of hang here. Let everything be heavy. Come onto your chin. Bring your arms behind your tailbone. Your feet can be wide here. And then press down into your legs. Lift your upper body up. Come into a back bend. Press your knuckles back. Feet can lift up off the mat. Just balancing on your pelvis here. Expand here. Trust your back. Take one more deep breath in. See if you can lift up a little more. And then very slowly bring it all the way down. Your face is going to go on the other side. You might windshield wiper your hips. And then let's bring the hands to the shoulders. Press back into your child's pose. Hips to your heels. Knees can come in, or you can take your knees out wide for more of a hip stretch. Take a few breaths. And from child's pose, come back into table. Take a few cat-cows. Release. Prepare yourself for the next side. And then coming back into the center, drop, turn your toes over, take your hips up. Pedal it out. Left leg, lift it up, bend the knee, open, and if you want to flip your dog, go ahead. Just be there. Come back now, three-legged dog. And then shift forward, come into your warrior one. Lift the upper body up. And then open up to your warrior two, expand it out. Flip and reverse. And then come down into your extended side angle. This time you can bind. Just go deeper in some way here. One more deep breath in. Hands down onto the mat. Pivot around, lunge untented, and then twist. Right arm to the mat, left arm to the sky. Take the hands down, come onto your back knee, half splits on this side. Press into the heel, pull the hip back, send the chest forward. And then maybe even close your eyes. Just envision yourself opening up. Relax your jaw. Take one more deep breath in. Bend into your front knee. Stack the knee over top of the heel. Walk the hands up. Press your knee forward. Let that right hip come forward. And then left arm down, right arm lifts. Stretch from the hips up to the rib cage. One more deep breath in, both hands down. Come off of your back knee, lift it up, set your gaze forward as slowly as you can. Shift your weight into your left leg and come up into your supported warrior three. Hands come up to your hips, where they can come to heart center, lifting your heart higher than your hips. Square your pelvis, hold here. Press your hips back, send your chest wall forward. Now slowly lift this up. Draw your right knee into your chest, inhale. And then bring that right foot over top of your left knee, figure 4. Work this pose as deeply as you want to. You might go all the way down to the mat. You might just lean over. You might just take your foot across. Just feeling this in your right hip here. It's a really great stretch. One more deep breath in, and then very slowly come up. Draw your right knee into your chest, take your time. Maybe the hands go back to the hips. Extend the right leg back out, come back into your airplane. You have to trust that it's there. Draw the core in, bring your focus. You might fall out of this, you might stay there. Either way, we're going to come down into standing splits. Hands go down when you need them. You can grab onto that left ankle, lift the right leg up a little higher, and then a big step back into your lunge untented. Pull your left hip back, send your chest forward, draw your core in, and then arms by your hips, power lunge. Be present, be with the sensation. Lift the upper body up. Bring your hands onto your hips. Soften your back knee. And then straighten the back leg, high crescent lunge. Hands together at the heart. Inhale, lift up and twist. Right elbow to the outside of your left knee. See if you can pull your left hip back more. One more deep breath in. Slowly come up through your crescent lunge. And then open up to your warrior 2 to the back of the room. Lunging into that right knee. Reach long out of your fingers. Sink a little deeper in. Press your knee forward, pull your hip back, engage the arms, relax your jaw. Flip and reverse. Bring this up, bring it over, stretch it out. And then shift your weight forward. Right hand onto the ground or a block. And come into your half moon pose. Breathe into it. Once you have it, you can bend your back leg, work into a bind. You can bring that right hand up off the mat with block. Just play with some balance. Take one more deep breath in. And then as slowly as you can, soften the front knee. Come back into your warrior 2. Flip and reverse, straighten that front leg. And you know where you're going. Come into your triangle pose. Hand can come to the shin. Rotate the ribs up. Think about your shoulder blades being stacked. Really lift up through the ribs. Right hand can come up off your leg, work into some core here. And soften the front knee. Straighten both legs, arms go up. Bring the toes out and the heels in. Come into your goddess pose. If you like to bend your elbows, lean over to your left, lean over to your right, you can. When you come up into your goddess, really allow yourself to just be present. See what's there. Pull your shoulders onto the back, draw your core in. Sink down a little deeper. Hands can come together at the heart. Grab opposite elbows. And keep your hands heart center. Breathing here, trying to sink down as low as you can. One more breath. And then straighten the legs. Hands right onto your hips. Turn your toes in. You have one more 5-pointed star. Grab a bind this time. Either opposite hands or the elbows, or interlace your hands behind your tailbone. Press down into your feet, lift up, and then bring yourself all the way down. Notice you might move, you might stay still. Again, you can invert if you want to. When you're here, you might find that the bind that you took just doesn't serve you, so take on something else. Breathe. Take one more deep breath in. Hands come down to the mat. Roll your shoulders one way. Roll your shoulders the other way. Bend into your left knee. Find Skandasana up to the front of your mat. Goes deep. Just back away from it as much as feels right. You might sit on a block. Right toes to the sky. And then walk your hands up to the front of your mat. Come onto your right knee. Set up for your lizard lunge here. This side of your hips might not be the same as the other. Just come into it, just noticing. No judgment. And then notice if you want to bind. Bend the back knee, grab a hold of it if you want. You can take a twist here. One more deep breath in. Slowly come up out of this. And then again, we're gonna meet in forearm plank. So step that left foot back. Come into it. Engage, draw your ribs super tight. Now, we're gonna take our right toes and float them up off the mat. Hold here. And then take those right toes down, lift the left toes up off the mat. Take them down. Still in forearm plank here. One more round, right toes up off the mat. Breathing here. Take them down. Left toes up off the mat. Last one. And take it down. Stay here in your forearm plank. Holding here. Press into the elbows. Lengthen. We're here for 4. There's your 3. And then bring your hips down. Find your Sphinx pose one more time. Pull your shoulders onto your back. Lift up. Take your left hand over onto where your left elbow is. You want your forearm parallel to the top of your mat. We're going to keep the weight there. Keep the upper body open. Bend your back leg. Grab a hold of your right foot. Pull your heel down to your hip with your right hand. This is sort of like a half frog. Breathe into the hip. Try not to rotate the right side too much. Pull your right shoulder forward. Press down into your right hip. Take one more deep breath in, and then very slowly release that. And then come in, plant your right elbow under your right shoulder. Maybe grab a drink. You're gonna bend your left leg, and then grab a hold of your left heel with your left hand. And again, just press down in, lift up through the heart. One more deep breath here. And then very gently release that. Come down onto your mat. And let's set up for a bow pose here. Bend your knees, grab your feet. You can take another locust if you want, if it doesn't work for your knees. If you're in bow, draw your inner toes together. Lift your upper body up first. Really use your core strength. And then start to lift the knees and the thighs up off the mat and kick into your heels. Be here for 4. See if you can lift up a little higher, really kicking into your hands here. One more deep breath in and release. You can windshield wiper your feet. Let your hips move from one side to the other. Breathe here. Now press yourself back into your child's pose. Lengthen the tailbone away from the shoulders. And then walk your hands up towards your knees. Roll over to one side. Bring your legs out in front of you. Let's walk our hips back. Come into a forward fold. Try to make your first one active here. Sit down into your hips. Maybe you want to grab a towel here. Draw your ribcage tight and just slowly fold down into this. Grab a hold of your feet, your shins, your ankles. It can be your thighs, depending on how tight your hamstrings are right now. Just try to keep that length from the top of your head to your sit bones intact. Draw the base of your ribcage in. Use your arm strength. Pull yourself a little more. Relax your jaw. Notice where you might be building something into the pose that's not serving you. Any tension. Just close your eyes. See what you can allow to be heavy. Just notice. Soften in, let it go. Come up out of this. Just take a little rest here. Just be present to what's going on in your body. If you want to back out of this or go deeper. And then when you're ready, lift the upper body up. Take your hands right behind your tailbone. Walk your feet in up and underneath your knees. And then come up into reverse tabletop. Lift your hips forward, up away from your neck, and let your head hang back. Take one more deep breath here. And then very slowly, come on down. Let's come right down onto our back. Set up for bridge or wheel. Take 2 back bends here. Walk your feet in so you can graze your ankles with the fingertips. Really press the arms down. Feel the shoulders on your back. Lengthen the tailbone. And then press into your feet, come up into bridge. You can interlace your hands underneath your tailbone. Notice your hip flexors. See if you can breathe into them. Tuck your tailbone a little longer. Pressing into your forearms. And see if you can press into your feet. Lift the hips up a little higher. Breathe into the stretch. And then when you're ready, release that. Slowly roll yourself all the way down. Surrender down. Take a deep breath in. And then we're gonna go up again. Maybe bridge, maybe wheel. See what's feeling right, and then take it. Lift the hips up a little more. One more deep breath in, and then if you're in wheel, chin to chest, lower down. You can bring the knees into the chest. Give yourself a nice massage on your lower back. Just hanging out here. Come into Supta Baddha Konasana. Knees splay apart, heels together. Just releasing your lower back. Again, you can bring the knees into the chest here. Rock a little side to side. And then come back into your Supta Baddha Konasana. Give yourself a few breaths here. And then drawing the knees into the chest, go ahead and rock a little back and forth, side to side. Let's come up into a half pigeon. Or you can come onto your back and take a figure 4. Right leg, bring it forward to your right wrist. Settle into the pose. Settle into it. Making sure that right shin is parallel to the mat. This pigeon pose is once again brought to you by your CBD store in Ithaca. Guys, I've been telling you about your CBD store for the last 3 videos now. They are an official sponsor of Yoga with Ben. And I couldn't be happier to be partnering with them because they really do a nice job over there. You can find them on North Aurora Street in Ithaca. Head in there. They have tons of selection of CBD products for you. All third-party tested CBD products. Gonna help you with anxiety, gonna help you with inflammation, gonna help you sleep better. They've really helped me. And now that they are an official sponsor of Yoga with Ben, really wanted to just take this pigeon pose to tell you guys to head on over to your CBD store in Ithaca, talk to their knowledgeable staff about whatever ailments that they can help you figure out in your life. Sink down into this pose. Lots of tension in our hips. Take a deep breath in, and then when you're ready, we can come out of this, taking any stretches that feel right. And then just go right into the other side. Left leg to your left wrist. Back leg extends long. If you're up off your left hip, bring a block or a towel underneath it. And just breathe here. Just breathe into you, soften your jaw. Simply notice, let it be as easy as it can be. go ahead and take one more deep breath here. Then just gently bring yourself up out of this. And we're gonna meet on our backs, however you want to get there. If you want to take a flow, please do. And once you're on your back, draw your knees into your chest, give yourself a nice big squeeze. And then either take your legs right up to the sky, or you can bring a block underneath your tailbone, come into waterfall for a little more restorative pose here. Just let gravity do the work. Close your eyes. Allow yourself to receive all the benefits of your practice here. Check into how this is feeling. Just letting everything release. If you're in shoulder stand, you can come into plow here, taking the legs up and over. If you're in waterfall, you can stay right where you are. Stretch is really great for your legs, just letting gravity work. Just explore how you're feeling, where you are, listening to what your body's telling you. And then when you're ready, take the legs back down to the mat. Take a stop in Supta Baddha Konasana. If you're in waterfall, you can remove the block. You can take your lower back down to the mat. And then we'll bring our knees into our chest and come into happy baby here. Grabbing onto the soles of your feet, pressing the knees up into your armpits, making sure your lower back stays on the mat, back of your head on the mat. Feeling this stretch. And if there are any final poses you need to make your practice feel complete, you can take those. Otherwise, knees into the chest, give yourself one last squeeze, and then make your way into your final resting pose, Savasana. Palms to the sky, let everything release, allowing your body to receive and reap the rewards of your hard work today. start to deepen your breath. Wiggling your toes, wiggling your feet. You can take a big stretch like you're waking up in the morning. And when you're ready, bring your knees into your chest. Roll over to one side, fetal position. One breath here. Then we'll meet in a seated crisscross applesauce. The top of your mat. You guys did such a great job today. Worked really hard. Always remember to be kind to one another in these crazy times. Never ever forget, your butt is absolutely perfect. Namaste.